Hattiesburg Super Regional Champions, Ole Miss. Head coach Mike Bianco, starting pitcher Hunter Elliott, 7 1/3 innings, 10 strikeouts. Center fielder Justin Bench, 3 for 5 at the plate and an RBI. Coach Bianco, again, congratulations on a great Super Regional. Congratulations here. Just kind of recap this just in your own words.
Well, first, thank you. And first, want to congratulate, Coach Scott Berry. I know we've said this for a few days, but, him and his team, what an unbelievable year. And as I've mentioned before, we've been on the other side of this, and it's tough. But to be where they were and have just a tremendous year, and, we faced 2 pitchers that were fortunate. It wasn't a great draw for us, to have to face, Hall and Waldrop. But, we played, outstanding. And so, the question was asked a lot, what does it take? I guess what it takes is don't let the other team score, in a super regional, and you got a shot to win. But I say that sarcastically, but it's true. You got to play well, and we certainly played well. Hunter was outstanding today. Another great pitching performance. Of course, Mallett's at the end has been as good as anybody on our staff the last month or so. Justin, terrific game, and certainly wasn't a day of offense, but I thought like last night, I thought we made Hall really work. And sometimes it doesn't look that way because you're not scoring runs, and we missed a couple opportunities early, but that shows you how good he is. But we were able to maybe get the pitch count up a little bit, and got a couple balls that found holes, and we're able to push a couple runs across. And fortunately, the way we pitched, that's all we needed.
All right, open up to questions.
Mike, I think the term you used yesterday was you guys had knocked on the door previously, and you come up a little bit short. And this year, obviously, you guys get through. I guess from your perspective, what made this year's team different than the ones the last few years?
Again, I get the question, and it's a hard answer. Because I don't know if you're looking for scheme or whatnot. What makes this team special is the story that all you guys know, all the beat writers, where this team was 7-14 and in a place that we've never been in 22 years. So we've only been to Omaha twice, but we had never been 7-14. And in our league. And so, and I've said it over and over, guys like Justin and Tim and Kevin and Derek Diamond and Chofie and so many older guys didn't let this team go. And, started playing at the end, like I think we were capable. So we started the season that way and played really well. And, now we finished it that way.
Justin, a lot of great seniors on this team who have been in this spot before and haven't been able to break through until this year. Talk about it from the seniors' perspective. What does it really mean for you guys to get that trip to Omaha?
I'm speechless right now. I'm just so proud of this team. And, we were 17-14, like Coach said, and looking like we were out of it, but we just stuck together. The senior leadership, kept everybody under their wing, and we just kept winning. And we got us to here, and, I'm just proud of this team.
All right, question in the back.
Mike, when you were watching Hunter develop this year, did you think he was capable of pitching like this? I mean, against the number 11 national seed. I know we saw that he was good in other outings this year as well, but when you saw him coming up, when did you kind of realize that he was capable of this, and what impressed you the most about his performance today?
We always knew he was good. He, obviously a high-profile recruit, coming out of high school in Tupelo, and he had a really good fall. But he was like a lot of guys, like DeLucia, like Diamond, a lot of those guys that pitched well in the fall. We weren't sure what his role was going to be. And unfortunately, he didn't get the opportunity to start very much. We put him in the bullpen, but once we moved him, into the rotation, he's been terrific. And when you watch him, he's one of those guys where He's not going to light up the radar gun. There's not 95s. There's not an 85-mile-an-hour slider. But when you watch and you watch the confidence, you watch the toughness, much like DeLucia from the other side, where they just make pitches. They make pitches and get off the field. And a lot of times that's the difference. If you remember, I said that last night, in the press conference. And he's very similar. Goes about a little different. He's left-handed, change-up, but slider really improved over the course of the year. And he's had a lot of really good games for us, but none better than this. I mean, he was lights out today.
And you had mentioned at y'all's media day at the very beginning of the year that it was like, it's no secret you hadn't been to Omaha since 2014. You had a little bit of bad luck along the way, but now y'all finally punched that ticket and getting there. I mean, does it feel like a weight is kind of lifted off y'all's shoulders at all a little bit? And I mean, what are kind of the other emotions that come with that?
Not today. I mean, today we came here to win, and, we knew what was at stake. It's not a secret. You guys ask the question a lot, so it's hard to not know that, those stats. But I'm really, and I mean this sincerely, it's not about me. I didn't throw one ball today. I didn't swing the bat at all. It's about these guys, and to watch, Justin and Tim. And I said to Keith, after the game, what an amazing sport this is. Because, so many times, like in the Miami Regional Championship game, we put Garrett Wood in at third base. First start ever, the first ball gets hit to him, right? Today, the last ball goes to Tim Elko, right? The guy that came back and, wanted to go to Omaha, came back to go to Omaha. So how fitting. And so my point being, it's about them. It's never been about me. I've been here a long time, and, we've had a lot of success. Yeah, we haven't gotten to Omaha as much as, we'd want, probably not as much as the fans would want, but we've won a lot of baseball games. But we've had a lot of great kids, that were in the other dugout, and that's tough. That's a tough day, and so I'm just excited for this group.
Coach, what do you remember about that 2014 run, that team? Any comparisons or anything you can draw on tangibly or even intangibly that you're seeing with this team now?
Great leadership. One of those when I look back and, look at the guys that, Will Allen and Austin Anderson were captains on that team, but the leadership was much broader than that. Guys like Preston Overby and others that helped, maybe weren't the stars, but were rocks of the team, and you need that. You need that when you get to Omaha. Everybody will talk what a great year. Maybe not so much this team, right? Because we've talked about it so much. But that 14 team had some bumps in the road. We had some times where we lost some tough games, some tough weekends, and they were able to continue to get back off the mat. And if you look at even that super regional, where we lost the first game and we're down in the second game, got a big home run by Overby, and then just a war in game 3. So just toughness and great leadership.
Yeah, Hunter, Scott Berry, the Southern coach, went on and on about how terrific you were today. And he said when you came over to back up a play at third base, he said, I looked at him, he hadn't even broken out a razor yet. Have you?
Yeah, I shaved 2 days ago. I didn't shave a ton. Super patchy, super not much hair, maybe some peach fuzz, but I mean that's probably why I said it. I'm clean shaved, I would say.
Mike, I think it was about 2 months ago you completely abandoned the concept of starting pitchers, and now you throw back-to-back shutouts in the Super Regional. I know it's a really long process of how things turned around, but how did this turnaround happen in your eyes?
And I think back then we were just searching, and really the hope was not that would last the rest of the season, but it would enable us to find some people that would start the game, put some zeros up, and give us an opportunity. We knew how good the offense was, and we hit a stretch where we just the bullpen at the beginning of the year was good. I wouldn't say great, was good, but we were just stretching that pen so much early on, and then once we got into Southeastern Conference play, you just realize that there's just no way we can get through it this way. So it was really more conceptual to get the guys in the mindset of just being ready to get the ball and get outs. And the hope was that some guys would, rise from that. And of course, DeLucia and Elliott did.
Mike, I know you said this is not about you, but I'm wondering, when you are focused on the grind and just winning games with this team, do you hear detractors? Do you hear criticism? Have you heard that of you?
I don't, and maybe when you're walking to the mound and somebody yells out, "It's too late now, Bianco." Sometimes I hear that. But I don't think that's what you're talking about. It's challenging for the players because their life is all about social media. I try to stay off. I'm on it. I'm on Twitter. But I don't follow a few. I don't even follow you, Parrish. Sorry. But you learn in a hurry that if you don't follow a lot of stuff, you don't hear a lot of noise. And then you also, if you don't read, past your tweets, you don't have to hear all the comments. And because at the end of the day, that's just the coach. That's not me. That's not Mike Bianco. That's not the husband and the father and all of those things. So I learned a long time ago that, you can't live in that world. But it's out there because I can tell, my loved ones, see it. I can tell, they won't say anything to me, but I can tell. I can see it in their faces. So, but me personally, I try to stay away from it, and I think I do a pretty good job.
Hunter, you've had in a bunch of your starts a lot of traffic on the bases, especially early in games. That was different today. Did it feel different? Was there something extra special for you on the mound that kind of allowed you to avoid that?
My big thing going into the day was try to avoid as many 3-ball counts as I can. And I went back and looked, and I think I had 3-ball counts. So the reason I always have a lot of traffic and stuff is because I walk a lot of guys, and I've hit a few guys. But my biggest mindset and my biggest thing today was just flood the zone, attack them with my best stuff, whatever I got that day, and stay out of 3-ball counts. So it was nice.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Hunter, just in terms of the emotions, how was that for you navigating kind of through all that, not trying to think outside of the next pitch, but what all today kind of meant? I mean, how was that for you on the mound?
Yeah, early, obviously it was a lot of excitement. The crowd was really into it, was trying to get after you a little bit. But I think one of the biggest things for me is throwing up a 0 in the first and then trying to act like it's just another game. Obviously it's not, but just trying to act like it's just another game, go by pitch, and I think I did a good job of that today.
Coach, I think over the past 3 weeks, y'all are undefeated in the Navy uniforms. Is it safe to say that that's going to be the first one you wear going to Omaha?
It wasn't superstition. He always wears Navy. It's DeLucia that screwed it up this weekend. It was actually on the itinerary for us to wear red yesterday, and as Lucia can do, he said, I think we'll just wear Navy. But we wore Navy down. Lucia usually wears red, but the home team selects. So against Arizona, they selected to wear red, so we had to wear Navy. Of course, he wore Navy. And then we wore, I think, red in the championship down there. So it hasn't all been Navy. And so I got a little heat. Why aren't you wearing the powders? It's, I'm sure we'll pull out the powders at some point, and we'll see what happens.
Last question right here.
Mike, you mentioned the players, but 7-14 during those couple of weeks, what kind of attitude or message did you try to bring every day? I mean, what was the, just sort of the tone you wanted to set with them during that period of time?
There was a couple things. One, we challenged the coaching staff, to not read the noise or hear the noise and to do your job. And your job is to coach this team that, we all said a few weeks ago was really good. And that's our job, is to coach them. So we challenged the coaching staff. We challenged the players. I said this yesterday, but I think it deserves to be said again. Through all of that, as I look back on those moments, those tough weekends where we would win on Friday and lose a close game Saturday, lose a close game Sunday, and lose another weekend, I don't remember a time. And at that time, we kind of had our antennas up, because we challenged the players and wanted great energy. There was never a time where I felt they didn't think they could win. And that's really the difference. Through the tough times, whatever it was, if we weren't pitching well or we weren't hitting well, I don't remember a time looking in our dugout, even if we had just given up a lead early or whatever it was. I don't remember, looking in the dugout and going, man, I don't know if we can win. So credit them. And I will give you a little. I don't know if you've ever heard this. Chris Coughlin. He spoke to the team. Missouri weekend? Yeah, Missouri weekend. We have a thing that they do with the alumni, and they bring one of the alumni back. They come to a team meal, and he said a few words. And he's such a great speaker, and so proud of him. Obviously, a superstar, big leaguer, rookie of the year. I didn't know what he was going to say. And he challenged the guys. He challenged the guys to not listen to the noise. He challenged the guys to don't you dare change your goals because somebody else told you that you're not good enough. Don't you dare all of a sudden just hope to get to the SEC tournament or just hope to make it to postseason. He challenged the guys. He goes, not even just to get to Omaha. He said, your job is to win a national championship. That was your goal a month ago. Why would you let somebody on the internet talk you out of your goals? Somebody that you wouldn't listen to as advice to hit or pitch, but you're going to let them talk you out of that. I thought that was pretty special, and it was about the time we swept Missouri, swept LSU, and finished pretty strong. But it was a challenge from a former player, and he didn't mean it in a bad way. He loved the kids, and he told them he knew how hard and what they were going through, but to not change their goals and settle for being mediocre. He says, as long as you're still playing, as long as there's games and you can reach there, I don't know why you would want to. And he's stayed in touch through this whole thing, sending me texts, during the regional and during the super regional, and my phone's buzzing now, and I'm sure one of them's from Chris Coughlin. So it was a pretty neat moment for us.
And to the media, thank you guys for all your coverage this week. Coach Bianco, Justin, Hunter, again, congratulations on the Super Regional Championship. And good luck in Omaha.
Thank you.
Thank you.